Why is the 59 nautical mile Hood Canal called the Forbidden Passage?
Whoa!
For good reason, as it starts, at least for sailboats, with a significant barrier to entry.
We are leaving Port Gamble, the bay in the back of kind of Hansville, Port Gamble. We're heading towards Hood Canal, the actual bridge, and they're going to open the bridge for us, and we're going to start opening at about 10:15 with the departure through the bridge at 10:30. So that's a first for us, and then we're off to Quilcene.
Yep. The bridge doesn't open with a horn blast request, like a typical drawbridge. It requires calling ahead for an appointment.
Okay, we're about 20 minutes out, and the people in the towers can see our two masts. They know that we're here on time. It'll be interesting to see when they open the bridge and how this whole process works.
Good morning. We're going to do this opening here in a couple minutes. I want to give you a heads up. Are you guys both going through? Affirmative. Copy that.
And being a floating bridge, the mechanism for opening it is a one-of-a-kind design. The floating roadbed is lowered and moved horizontally under other floating roadbeds to create an opening, which can also delay vehicle traffic across the bridge for 30 minutes or more, which is why we haven't attempted entering Hood Canal until now. On this trip, we joined with the Eagle Harbor Yacht Club's flotilla to sail the length of the canal with 5 powerboats and 1 other sailboat.
There was a whale sighting boat up ahead a few miles, which is the direction we were heading. So we met up with the boat. Sure enough, there are about 3 or 4 orcas out here, a couple adults, a couple of younger ones, and we think they're transient. We're pretty sure based on their dorsal fin shape. But what a surprise and a treat. Yay! Never gets old.
These 5 are Big's transient orcas. To tell the difference between transient orcas and resident orcas, we look at their dorsal fins. Transients have a more pointed dorsal fin, while residents are more rounded. Current U.S. law requires boats to stay a minimum of 200 yards from transients and 400 yards from resident orcas. As with any time we get lucky enough to see orcas from the boat, we shut off the engine and the navigation as they pass by.
But orcas are not the only underwater danger patrolling these waters. Bangor Navy Base is home to several nuclear-powered submarines. And while this somewhat narrow canal can have as much as 600 feet of water depth in parts, these subs sometimes travel directly underneath our path as we head into Quilcene Bay. But not today. But when they are, Navy gunboats will shut down the area to non-military boat traffic. Another reason the canal is known as the Forbidden Passage. There's a bit of wind, so we're motor sailing, but the water itself is so calm, it's so hard to believe that it's actually windy.
After a couple of hours, our flotilla stops for the night. Tucked into Quilcene Bay, we anchored just outside of Herb Beck Marina, one of only a few good moorages in the entire Hood Canal. While this marina does offer guest moorage, it's actually too small and too shallow to accommodate our little armada for the night.
This is day 3 of our Hood Canal flotilla, and we woke up this morning to cloudy skies, cool temperatures, and about 9-10 knots of wind. The forecast was supposed to be for basically 1 to 3 knots of wind, so we really can't trust the wind forecasts here in the Hood Canal. Actually, the entire trip, the wind forecasts have been not accurate at all, so I guess we're just gonna head on down to Alderbrook and we'll see what kind of wind we get. So we're just passing the Pulali Point light. This is one of the lights that the Navy uses to alert mariners in the area of activity going on with the nearby submarine base. Right now it looks like it's yellow. Yellow means that we can proceed, that there's not anything happening right here in this area today. So this is a very long motoring passage to get down to Alderbrook today. Probably 5 hours of just motoring. There's really no wind out here in the Hood Canal today. It's just a long motor. There's really not actually a whole lot to see on the way down. No orcas, not even any other whale watching boats. And no submarines either. So we're hoping that maybe we can pick up some wind when we get closer to Alderbrook.
We were smooth, calm, motoring for quite a while, and then we hit this patch of wind, and now we're heeling, motor sailing, and going about 7 knots. The wind picked up gusts between 10 to 20, I think. So, like what happens often in sailing, you go from 0 to 60 sometimes. Whoa! Jesus.
Seems to be picking up a little speed for us. It's pretty choppy out here because we have wind against current. We've got 2 sailboats with sails up, 15 knots of wind, wind against current. So obviously this is going to be a race. 2 sailboats with their sails up is always a race. But he's a 46-foot boat, we're a 37-foot boat, so it really isn't a race. Who's going to win? After a long passage south, most of the flotilla is already waiting on the dock when we arrive.
We're at Alderbrook, not Alderwood. Alderbrook, and it's a old kind of resort. So we pulled in, it's quite windy. We're going to dinner, we're meeting the group, and I have to leave pretty early so we don't really get to explore, but there's a lot of hiking around here, I was reading.
The remodeled guest dock has power, water, Wi-Fi, and a mobile pump out. First established in 1913, the resort now includes a full-service restaurant, pool, spa, and even watercraft rentals. But in 1913, as there were no roads here, guests arrived by canoe. It is day 4, and we are now leaving Alderbrook. We're headed back up the Hood Canal to Seabeck tonight. Since we are the slowest boat out of the flotilla, they decided to let us lead today. That way everybody else can just follow our speed. And the advantage of being in the lead is we're the first ones to arrive at the anchorage, and we get to pick our spot.
headed to shore.
While there's not a lot of places in Hood Canal to stop at, the places that are here are still cute and accommodating. Case in point, the quaint village of Seabeck. The marina may be private, but the bay itself has plenty of room, protection from most winds, and good holding. And the town is definitely worth a stop, as the Yacht Club flotilla enjoyed a fun evening with pizza ashore.
Okay, well, we don't have cash, so.
Or do we?
Oh.
Cruising Hood Canal is not forbidden. It just adds to what makes sailing Puget Sound such a challenging, diverse, and beautiful cruising ground.
To catch all of our adventures, click to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at SailingSV Indigo.